Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. It's me Anil and we are in the series of online food ordering website using ASP.NET. In previous video, that is part number 4B. Actually, we have done the part 4 in two parts, that is 4A and 4B, in which we have seen how we can create category in 4A part, and in 4B part we have done how to display the category which we have inserted and how to update it as well as how to delete it. Now in today's video, that is part number 5, in which we will create a page for product and we're going to insert the product information and as well as we'll display also if we get time, so we'll manage to add the functionality of updating as well as deleting. So let's get started. First close this. If you haven't subscribed my channel yet, please do subscribe for more such videos. So now here first we'll create a page for product in admin folder. So right click on the admin folder, click on add, web form with master page, or if you didn't get here, go to new item and search for web form with master page. Okay, so we'll take here the page name as product. Now we need to select the master page that is present in admin folder. Okay, the code which we are going to use in product page will be similar to the code we have used in category. Okay, so that's why we are going to do the copy paste of code from the category page. Okay, so let's first copy the code which is present inside the content placeholder of head part. Okay, that is two script code is there, so let's copy it and paste it inside the first content placeholder, that is head part. Okay, paste it, save, go back to category page, copy whole div tag code, copy and paste this inside this content placeholder 1. Okay, enter, paste it here. Save it. Here it says label is not known element. This can occur if there is a compilation error in the website or the web.config file is missing. So we have the web.config file. Okay, but before that we need to remove this event, this one. We will create it later on, these two event. Let's remove it, and here button click event also, let's remove it for on clear button as well as for this one bit button for adding up or updating. Save it, and I don't think so any error. Okay, utils, before for that, like we need to use the namespace Okay. Mm, okay. So we have to use the namespace for this one. So just wait a moment. Okay. Here we need to use the namespace. Open your category page. At the top second line, copy the code, import namespace and paste it here. Save it. Okay. Now all the errors gone here. Only here I can see for this label one, for the label control displaying this message. Okay. Okay, let's first build and check whether we are getting any error or not. Okay, so build succeeded. Now we'll create the button click event first. Okay, that is here the first one, btn add or update. Enter. On click event. Right styling format element. Okay, I am unable to get the on click event for this button, so I am just trying to add a new control. Hope it works proper. Button control, double click on it. I am having the same problem for this button here. I'm not getting the ID of this button, and I don't know like why it's causing this problem. Maybe I need to close this Visual Studio and open it again. Okay, so I'm just removing this one and saving the rest of code. Okay, and going to close this Visual Studio and open it again. Okay, so I have reopened my project. Okay, so let's go to that button and we'll check whether we are able to get a new button properly or not. Here after the button, we'll take a new button, double click on it. Okay, now we are able to get the button ID. That means now it will work properly. Previous it was some problem with the Visual Studio, so that's why I have to close it and open it again. Now it's working properly. Now we need to take here this on click event. Enter. Now when I type on click, it will show me the IntelliSense like option for which event I have to take here property. So I am able to get the on click event here. Okay, so but in previous I was unable to get it. That's why I need to close that Visual Studio and open it again. Okay, now it's working properly. Created event. So this event has been created inside our product page here. Okay, and the same for we'll do btn clear. On click, create new event. Sorry, save it. Here we'll get our new btn event. Okay, now here we need to change the id of this repeater control. We are now doing this using this repeater control in our product page, right? So that's why we need to give here id as product. R here denote it's a repeater control and p is a product. Okay, this repeater control is for product. Okay, now we need to take that or create that event which we are using previously. Okay, and that is on item command and on item data bound. So let's create it first. On item command, create new event, enter. On item data bound, create new event. So both event of repeater has been generated in our product.xps page. Let's see, yeah, it's there. Save it. Now we need to take some more fields for this product form, like where we are going to take the inputs from the admin for adding the new product. Okay, so first let's change the title from category to product. Copy, change it to product name, and here as well, like in placeholder enter product name. Save it. And we need this one like file upload control, and here in id for this we need to change, that is fu file upload product image. Okay, as well as here the label product image. Then okay, as well as here id of the image img, that is the image control, and the category. Now it should be img product. Okay, save it. Okay, so first here we have the product name field, then product image field, then the is active, and then button. Okay, for adding or updating and clear. Okay, so it was the same that we used in our category. Now we need to add some new fields to it. Okay, after the name we have to take product description. Okay, but before that I have to take validation control for all the fields. Okay, so let's take it here after the text box. So here I have used a required. Okay, so I am removing this required attribute from this control, from the text box control, and going to take here required field validator from toolbox. So go to validation here and check for required field validator. Double click on it. Okay, so now let's change the error message first here. Name is required, and let's give some other properties for this required field validator. First let's take for color, that should be in red color, right? Red. Then display, that should be dynamic. Then set focus on error is equals to true. Then for which control we are taking this control to validate, that is the control name, we are taking this for txt name. So just copy that control id. Okay, and paste it here, that is txt name. Okay, then we require this hidden field, so we'll keep as it is. Now let's copy this div tag and paste it after that for description. Previous it was for the product name, now we'll take this for product description. Let's change the ID of the text box. Txt description, enter product description, and here one more property we need to take here for the description, that is text mode is equals to multiple line, multi-line. Save it, and here in required field description is required. Then okay, ID should be changed here, that is txt description, txt description. Save it. Save it. Okay, we don't want here this hidden field, so let's remove this. Now save it. After that we want product price, so let's copy this, the first div that is for product name, and paste it after product description. Price in bracket I am giving here rupees symbol, that is our Indian currency symbol. Okay, now we need to change here this one, ID of the text box, txt price. So let's copy this and paste it here for this control to validate, because we want that text box ID name here for this control to validate property, right? We don't want this hidden field, so we'll remove it. Then okay, so here in placeholder, instead of product name you need to give your product price, and instead of name here price is required. Save it. So we have done for this product price also. Now price is required, so that's why we need we have taken this one required field validator, right? But the price should be in some proper in numbers or numeric, right? We can't like allow the admin to add some alphabetical letters, right? So that's why like we need to restrict the admin from entering other than number. So that's why we need to take here one more control for validation, that is regular expression. Okay, so let's go to the toolbox. In validations here regular expression validator is there. Let's take that. If you want, like you can change the ID, because like it's a long ID has been taken here. Like if you want, like if you can make it short. Okay, here let's change here let's change the error message for this regular expression validator. Price must be in decimal. Save it. Now let's copy this one, because we want this properties, so just paste after that. Okay, and instead of this okay, yeah, id should be same, we don't need to change here. Okay, now here one the important thing that we have to take, that is validation expression. Validation expression is equals to, okay, now after the this product price we need to take your product quantity as well, right? So let's copy this one, this div, and paste it after this, and let's change your product quantity, remove this, copy this quantity, and need to change here text box id txt quantity as well as your product quantity. Then your quantity is required, need to change your id quantity, and in quantity, like we need to take here validation for quantity should not be negative, right? Should not be negative numbers. So we need to make sure that here this quantity must be non-negative. Okay, and need to change here validation expression. So this will be the validation expression for this quantity, that it should be in numbers, that means it should be in digits and it should be positive numbers, right? So it will make sure that, and here need to change the id, copy paste. Okay, after the product quantity, product image is there. Okay, then product image, after that we need to take product category as well. Okay, like which category we are uploading or adding the product, right? So after this product image we'll going to take the product category as well. Okay, so for that we'll take this one, product description, copy it and paste it after product image, change it from product description to product category, and instead of this text box we want this one, drop down list. So after the text box we will take here one drop down list. Let's remove this text box first. Now add some properties and as well as change the id of this drop down list. So I am taking here id as a ddl categories, then bootstrap class, that is form control, and we'll mark it required. After that we'll take here one list item, that is select category, which will be the default list item present in drop down list for this category. Okay, then we have taken this required field validator here, so we don't need this required property here or attribute, so we're going to remove it. Now here in this validation required field, we need to take here one more property, initial value, and here in error message we need to change the message like category is required. So let's copy it and paste it here, and we need to change the id for this one, control to validate, that is ddl categories. Okay, save it. Now after this validation, we're going to take SQL data source for this drop down list, from which like it will going to fetch data from the database of database table categories. From that it will going to bind the data to this drop down, and when we like open this drop down, we are able to find the categories present in this drop down list. Okay, for that I will first here take a SQL data source from toolbox, that is present in data here. SQL data source, second last one. Double click on it. Okay. Now we'll configure this through design. Open the design part of this page, product.asps. Now we need to make sure we have selected the right control. That means like we have selected the SQL data source. So let's go to the source, and okay, before that we need to change here this id, because we have changed from image category to image product. Save it. Okay, yeah. Now let's select that SQL data source control and then go to design page, so that this control should be selected in design. Now click on the smart tag, configure data source. Now here like we have some connection string in our web.config file, right? So with the name cs, so we can get this connection string here. So let's select this, and if you want to see what is like contain the connection string, click on this checkbox, so you can find our connection string value here. Okay, click on next. Now here we need to select like which table we need to select. So select here categories, because we want the data should come from categories table. And here in categories, like I want only two columns, that is category id and category name. Okay, that's it, and just press next. Now let's check whether the query is working or not. Test query. So it is displaying the data category, the column category id as well as the name. That means it's working properly. Now click on finish. Now we need to configure this SQL data source inside our drop down list, because we want to fetch the data from this SQL data source and want to display or bind that in this drop down list. Okay, the above one, that is our drop down list. So just click on the smart tag of drop down list. Click on your choose data source. Select your data source, that is there is only one SQL data source, which is the having the id SQL data source 1. Okay, and here like data field to display, like which data field like we want to display. The display part, that is name, and the data field for the value, which value, the like value we are taking here as a id. Okay, and the display, like what it should display to the admin or user at that, like we want to display the name, category name, right? And like for which category is selected, their value should come, that is from category id. Okay, click on ok. Okay, now go to source. You will see here some more properties added to this control drop down list. Press enter. Here you will see data source id, that is SQL data source 1, which is the id of this SQL data source. See, SQL data source 1. Okay, the same id use here. And then data text field, that is name, data value field, that is category id. Okay, so we have done with this product category as well. Yeah, we have this one. We have used this list item. Okay, first it will going to display this list item, that is select category, and then after the actual categories will going to display in the list of a drop down. Okay, but before, like we want to append this item also in the items which is coming from database for the category, right? So for that, like we want to use here one more property, that is append data item bound. Append data bound item is equals to true. Save it. The use of this property is like first it will going to display this select category, then rest of the items that is coming from the categories table. So for that, like it should get banded this select category at first. That will happen with this property append data bound items. Okay, save it now. Okay, now we want here this one, when we click on button, it should get inserted. So for that, like we'll copy the code from our code behind page of this category, which will the same code, just need to change the parameter we are passing to store procedure, and we need to create the new store procedure for this product CRUD. In category, we are using the store procedure category CRUD, and for the product we are going to use product CRUD. Okay, let's first copy these classes. Let's import the namespace first. Control dot enter. Same for data table. Control dot enter. Here we'll first take this one, copy this, the page load event, paste. Now copy this code of button click event, copy, paste. Then this function is copied. After this, paste it. Same for this function, that is clear function, copy, paste. And here in button click event for the clear, we'll call the function clear. Save it. Okay, for now, like we'll do this, and we'll if we get time, we'll proceed to that also. For now, let's first make sure like it should have zero errors, like we need to change the app ID also here. So let's change here from product fu category to product image. Fu product image, fu product image. Here we need to import the namespace for the path that is present in system.io, that is input output, as well as we need to change here id. Here we need to change the folder, that is instead of category we need to take here product. So let's first create folder for this product. Inside images folder, right click on images folder, add new folder. Let's give it name as product, and so our folder has been created here. So we need to change here as well. Now here in page load event we need to change here this breadcrumb session value from category to product. Save it, and need to change the id of this function, get products. Get products. Okay, let's copy this function name. Need to change here the id, that is our product. Save it. So here instead of category crud we are going to use here product crud. So let's change it, and the parameter we have passing, so now it's going to increase, like previous it was only three parameters, that is category, id, name is active, and image. Now this time will be the double, like we want to use many other parameters for this product. Okay, so let's give it one by one. So instead of category id we want product id. So let's copy product and change it here product id, and change the name here from category id to product id. This variable name, let's make it small p. Same for here, copy, paste, paste. Okay, we want name. After product id we want name, then we want description. So let's copy this parameter here and paste it. After that make it to description. Copy this and change here the control id, that is txt description. After description we want price, quantity, category id. So let's copy this parameter and paste it three times. Here we'll take price, txt price, then txt quantity, txt quantity, then here drop down list, that is DDL categories dot selected value, because we want the value of the category, which that is the category ID, so that is present in value part. So that's why we need to select here selected value. Okay, now let's change the ID here, that is category ID, and here for the quantity, then price, and make sure all the parameters which are taking here, it should be same that we are going to take in our store procedure for this procedure. Okay, so we have changed all the columns here, and here the same name will be there for this parameter image URL. Okay, now here okay, this will be going same. Then here, instead of category, product ID, and here get categories, not and here instead of get categories we will take get products. What is that? Get products. Okay, save it. Here instead of category we need to take product inserted or updated successful. Save it. Okay, now here in get product, this one we need to change here from category to product, and rest will be the same. In clear, we don't have img, we have here img product. Okay, that is this one, the id of the image control, and text we have to take add hidden value, we need to make it to 0. Okay, name is there. After name we have description, so let's take txt description. So press tab, so this will going to do it for me. Then txt quantity is there, txt price, and one more thing is left, that is category. Okay, so ddl categories dot clear selection, it will going to clear the selected categories. It will now okay, it will going to just clear the selection, like which categories is selected, it will going to clear it. Okay, now we need to create this store procedure in our database. So go to our SQL Server Manual Studio. In store procedure we have only one store procedure, that is category CRUD. Now we are going to create a new one for product CRUD. So right click on store procedure, click on store procedure. You can create it from here or can create from your new query. Click on new query, and here we'll write down our store procedure query here for creating it. So I am pasting a code here for the product CRUD. So here we are going to take the parameters here, such as taxon, product ID, name, description, price, quantity, image URL, category ID is active. So each active will be the same. Category ID we need to take here integer, and image URL will be going to same. Quantity, that is of integer. Price, that is of decimal 18,2. And for description, varchar max, and rest of the same. Okay, instead of category ID we need to take here product ID. Okay, then in action of select we need to write a query here for displaying the data. Okay, for of this one product. Okay, so in product table we want to display data from product table. So we want to display data from product table, right? So that's why I've taken your select. uh, so that is why I'm taken here the select query, like select whatever the column name from table products. Okay, I have taken here LSP for the product table, and I have taken here inner join, and going to display data from two tables, like from one from product table as well as from categories table. Why from categories table? Because in product table we have category ID. We are not having the category name. We have only category ID. So we have to get the details from the product table of category name, not category ID just. So based on category ID, through inner join we are able to get the category name from the category table. Okay, so that's why in here categories table I have taken here LIC. So here from the table C I am getting here the name, that is category name, C dot name, and from product I am getting all the columns, that is asterisk. If I hover on this asterisk, can see all the columns coming from the table products, that is all the columns. Okay, and in categories table I am taking here the category name, and which I have taken given the ls here, ls as category name. Okay, and I have sort the order of this categories record in, not categories record, that is of product records in descending orders based on the created date column. Means like the last product which we have inserted, which will going to display it first. Okay, that is for select. The same for like we have done category, the insert we have done the same here for this one product. Just the table name and the column name is changed. Okay, so how many columns we have taken, and so that's why, so based on that I have taken the column name and that parameters which coming the value. Okay, the same for update. First it will going to declare variable for like which will have the value yes or no. Okay, based on that it will going to form the query. Like if it is no, it will create form the query, like it will get this query without the image. Means it will not going to update the image. Rest of the column data will going to update. And in here in else part, if it is yes, that means this else part will going to execute, and here it will going to update image URL with other columns. Okay, means with other columns data, image URL data will also get going to update. Okay, then after here quantity update means suppose admin want to update the quantity. Okay, at that time we want this query, like for updating the quantity based on the product ID. It will go to first get the ID of the product, and then it will go to update the quantity. The same here, based on the product ID we are updating the others column data. Okay, then here delete, same, like based on the product ID it will go to delete record from the product table. Okay, and here one more action I have taken, that is get by ID. Means it will going to get the details of product based on product ID. Okay, so let's create this store procedure. Click on execute, it will going to create this store procedure. Okay, so what is the error here? Must declare the scalar variable product ID. Select all, now execute. Okay, now it gets executed. Now if we like refresh this store procedure, we'll able to get the new store procedure which we have created now. Yeah. Now let's go back to Visual Studio. Okay, now let's run and see our project. Okay, right now we don't have any data present in product table. That's why here this no data available in table. Okay, let's enter a new product item here. So first let's check like which category. Okay, we are getting the category here. Like okay, we're going to add the pizza. Okay, let's select the image first. And see. Okay, let's give here cheese pizza. Let's give it 200. The price and quantity. Let's suppose I'm taking here 20 for now, and select category we selected, and let's make it active. If we didn't make active, this item or product will not going to display at the end of user. But right now we don't created that page at the user side, but I'm telling for the future reference. Okay, so let's add it. So our product inside a successful, can see here data is displaying. Okay, and okay, displaying only those columns which we have already used in our categories. So we didn't modify this one, this columns for this product. So we're going to modify this displaying columns name. Okay, and we will implement this update as well as delete. Okay, so that means here our insert is now working properly. Let's stop it. Go to the product design page in repeater control. Here first name we want, then image. After that we want price, quantity, category. Okay, so let's copy this. So price, quantity, category. Okay, now let's change here. After the image we want price, so let's copy the price from here, this one, copy and paste it here. Price. After the price we want quantity, so I'm taking a quantity in shortcut, that is QTY, quantity. And after that category we want is active. Okay, after that like is active we want this one, description also. After is active we'll take description, then created date and action. Okay, sounds fine. Now here we need to take the column for data. This is for header column, and this is like for the that actual column like for displaying data, right? So for the first name same, the image will be same. For the price we need to take, for the price like we're going to display this one, so copy this, and after the image paste it, change it, make it price, save it. So we are done with the price one. After the price we want to display the quantity, so for displaying the quantity we'll going to use this one. Copy this and paste it. uh, After the price, here we need to change the ID, the label. Let's make it LBL, quantity. copy, paste. After that, I want to display the description, so let's copy this one and paste it after quantity. Copy, paste. Okay, let's keep some space so that it will be more clear to understand. Okay, save it. After description, we have this one. Okay, after the quantity, we want category name. Okay, so let's copy this one. After the is active column, we want to display the description, so we have pasted here for the description, and we'll change here and take it here category name. Why the column name here I'm taking here category name? Because the same column name I have taken here inside the store procedure. If we go in the store procedure, when we fetch data, you can see here this one. I have taken here the column name for the category name, that is category name. The column name was name for the category table. I have taken the column name now as category name, so that's why we need to make sure that it should be same, otherwise it will going to give us error. Okay, category name is active, description, created date. Okay, now edit and delete. Yeah, we need to change here id. Instead of this category id, we want product id. Copy, same here, paste it. Yeah, instead of category. Okay, save it. I think everything is done in design page. Now go back to code behind page. Now here on item command, we're going to copy the code from our category.axps page, axps.cs page. Okay, and here this one, copy the code, paste it here. Okay, now let's change like where we use this one img product. Copy, paste, paste, and here. Okay, that will be there. Here we need to change function name, get products. Okay, now let's copy this one store procedure name and paste it here, as well as here, and copy the id, store that product id, this one, copy and paste it here, as well as here, here as well. Okay, so here we know like we have already seen in category page, we just change the name, store procedure name and the parameter name, that's it. Okay, but here we need to take some other column as well, like because we not only have this text box, the name, as well as the name and checkbox and the image control. We have more than that, like we have the price, description, quantity, right? So we need to take we need to display data in that controls also, right? So that's why we need to take some columns here, some code extra for that. After the name, we're going to take the description part. So let's copy this code of the name, paste it here. Let's change the text box name, that is txt description, and here the column name, that is description, change. Then after description, we need to take a price as well. So let's copy, paste. After the price, we want to display quantity, then category ID. So I pasted that. And after description, like I want to take here txt, what we take here, price first. Okay, so instead of description, price. After that, here price, then we need to take quantity, txt quantity, quantity, then last, that is categories, that is ddl categories. So here we need to take here category id, category id. Why we are taking a category id? Because in drop down we have taken that value field, right? So in value field, it will going to uh, get this category id and want to make sure like that category should be selected in drop down list. Okay, okay, like we don't need to take here text. Instead of text, we need to take here selected value. Then that value we are passing from this category id, it will going to get selected. Okay, then isActive will be the same, and image URL will be the same. Height and width will be the same. So in delete part, like we need to pass just id, product id. That's it. So we have done this uh, update and this delete part. Now let's do this also, like we want to highlight the is active and active data present displaying in repeater control, right? So we need to highlight that. Okay, so let's copy that code from category, this one, copy and paste it here. So this will going to highlight the column for that category, oh sorry, is active column, where it will going to find if the value is true, it will going to make it active and going to change the color, background color to green, that is booster class success. Okay, and if it is inactive, it will going to do it danger, that is in red color. uh, okay, but I want to suppose the quantity of a product is less than 10, then at that time I want to highlight that quantity of the product. That means I want to highlight that, as well as I want to display some message, like when we hover on that quantity, it should display that this item will going to soon out of stock. So we're going to do that also. So for that, like I want to take here one if control after this else part. Okay, so I'm taking here the if condition, but before that I want to take this label control again, once again, and paste it here. And here, like I will give here the value, the ID, the object name here, label LBL is active, then LBL quantity. LBL is active, we'll take it for this one, which we have already done. So we have just changed the name of these label. And here for LBL quantity that we have taken, okay, LBL quantity. Okay, so what will this if condition will do? So it will going to fetch the quantity from the label with this ID. So we, in design page of the product, we'll able to find the label control with this ID LBL is active. So go to the design page of the product. So we have taken here label control for this quantity, so that is the ID LBL quantity. So the same ID, okay, I didn't pass that okay, that ID. So just copy this ID, copy and paste it here. Make sure the ID should be same, the same for is active. Okay, so it will search the control of label control from the design part of product, more specific from the repeater control, because we are we are on the event which is of repeater control. So in the repeater control, if you're going to find the label control with this ID, and we are going to fetch data from that and going to store in this object. Now in this object I will going to get the text value, which is the actual quantity of that particular product. Okay, now we need to convert into integer, and then we'll compare it. Like if it is 5 or less than 5, then we're going to make that background color is in danger. Okay, and I want to display tooltip message that item about to be out of stock. That means this item of the quantity is soon going to out of stock. Okay, now what we can see, now what we can do, let's run and see. Okay, let's remove this comment part we don't want, because we have already taken here connection string outside this if condition. Okay, let's run and see. Press F5 to run it. Okay, now you can see the number of columns is increased now, and you can see the plus icon here. If we click on it, will display the others columns, like which is hidden, that is description, created date and action. And see here the name, that is the product name, and price, quantity, category, and is active, that is highlighted. Okay, now the quantity of this item, that is 20. Suppose if I am updating this item, product item, and making this quantity to 5, then it will going to highlight and will display the tooltip for this quantity if we hover on it. Okay, so let's update first and see. Okay, like when I click to this it is get highlighted. Okay, that means I need to take here one property, one attribute to this button, the link button I have taken. Go to Visual Studio and go to our design page of the product. In this control, that is link button control, we need to take causes validation equal to false. Save it. We need to do same for this this control, that is for delete also. Causes validation is equals to false. Save it. Now let's go back to our Visual Studio. this web browser, refresh it. Now if we click on this plus and click on edit, this will going to fill all the data. I think it's gone some error. It got some errors. Let's see. Quantity. Okay, the spelling mistake here I have done. uh, Drag it above and do the correction. Save it. Now press F10. It should work. If it didn't, I need to stop the project and run it again. Let's check it. Okay, it worked. Press on continue. So all the fields has been filled here. Name, description, price. Can see now it's coming in point, that is in decimal. Quantity, and the image is also selected here. Categories is active. Okay, now I want to update this record. Let's suppose I'm making the quantity as now 5. Okay, and I'm taking some here value for this one, description, or I will be removing this. Yeah, so let's update it. Let's make it inactive. Update it. Now it's updated. Can see here the color has been changed if it is inactive. And what I said, like if it is the quantity, if it is 5 or less than 5, the color, background color will going to change. Like if we hover on it, it will like going to display a tooltip message to us. Just hover on it. You can see here item about to be out of stock, that we want, and it's working properly. Okay, and like we have done this like updating part. Now I want to check the deletion part as well. Okay, so click on delete, cancel, again delete. Okay, okay, so our item has been deleted here. Let's check it in database. Just run this query and we'll get the record here null. That means we don't have any data present in our table product. Okay, now let's insert some record. So it's updated here. Sorry, inserted. Now I think, yeah, everything is done. You can check this also, like you want to check for the whether it is printing or not. Like if you have any if you have printer connected to the PC, like you can get a printout. Just now I'm just saving as a PDF, so like I'm selecting a save as PDF, so it will go to save it in PDF format. Let's save it. Let's save it where it want, like just save. Can check that also. Can save from here also. Let's save it. Okay, so I think now this page, you can see here the this one breadcrumb also is now working properly. Like we are in the page of this one, or we can say the product page, right? So that's why here breadcrumb is displaying product. And we, if we go to categories, so it will going to display the category here. If we go on product, it will going to display product. Okay, we didn't link the product to a menu, so let's link that first. In admin master page, go to Visual Studio, go to our admin master, go to the navigation, here navigation, and where is the menu for that this one, this navigation. In this navigation, like that is for product here, it will update here this href paste extension aspx, save it. Now go back. Now click on this product. Okay, we need to refresh first. Refresh it. Now click on product. Now this submenu is highlighted, that means product page is open. Okay, so everything is working properly. So that's it for today. We'll meet in the next video. Till then, bye, take care, thank you for watching.